There's a conservative writer, the kid's brilliant. His name is Ryan Holiday. He's smart. He wrote a book called Ego is the Enemy. Not even a Jew. But I happen to have gone to his book today because I want to talk about a topic that is dear to me. And it is ego is the enemy. I find so many people that sit in front of me or talk to me on Zoom or WhatsApp are suffering from this ego problem. No one is good enough for them. It's amazing. It makes me crazy. No one is good enough. They always want better and better and better. So I wanted to speak a little bit about this concept called ego is the enemy. Maybe you're young and brimming with ambition. Maybe you're young and you're struggling. Maybe you've made your first million and signed your first deal, been selected to an elite group, joined a who's who of a law firm, or maybe you're already accomplished enough to last a lifetime. Maybe you're stunned to find out how empty it is at the top. Maybe you're charged with leading others through a crisis. You've made it in the corporate world. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, your worst enemy already lives inside you. Your ego. This is a huge one. And I'm in the line of fire. I see this daily. How many people lose great opportunities because of ego? Ego, it kills people. It ruins their lives. You say to yourself, not me. No one would ever call me an egomaniac. Perhaps you always thought of yourself as pretty balanced person. But for people with ambitions and talents and drive and potential to fulfill, ego comes with the territory. Precisely what makes us so promising as thinkers, as doers, as creative types, and as entrepreneurs, what drives us to the top of those fields makes us vulnerable to this darker side of this horrible midah called ego. The ego we have most commonly goes by a more casual definition, an unhealthy belief in our own importance. And please remind me, what was the great character that Hashem called Moshe? Did he call him wealthy? No. Did he call him smart, even though he was brilliant? No. What did it say about the Torah? How is he characterized? Ha'ish Moshe anav mikol adam al penei adama. The only way that he was characterized, the only adjective used, the man Moses was the most humble. That's how the Torah projects greatness. Humility, arrogance, self-centered ambition, the one that chooses getting his or her way over anything or anyone else. I see people, I show them girls, they just reject. No, not my look. How do you know what your look is? You don't even know what your look is. Try, no. Same thing with the girls. No. It's become a no party. It's crazy. What happened? We're going to get into tonight. What happened to checking quality of character? I'm not saying, God forbid, you should marry someone you're not physically attracted to. No, I require that as a requirement. But lower your ego a little bit. Look for what quality of character. Look for someone who's kind and considerate, nurturing, warm, patient, affectionate. It's when the notion of ourselves and the world grows so inflated that it begins to distort the reality that surrounds us. When self-confidence becomes arrogance. When self-assurance becomes reckless abandon. In this way, ego is the enemy of what you want and of what you have. You have to be very careful. Most of us are not, I repeat, are not egomaniacs, but ego is there at the root of every conceivable problem and obstacle. Why we can't win, why we can't get married, and at the expense of our lives. From why we don't have what we want to why having what we want doesn't seem to make us feel any better. Once you get it, so what? I'll give you, I remember, we're doing some work in my house in Brooklyn. So we were trying to wonder if we went ahead and fixed our house when we first got married, I don't know, 35 years ago? I tell you, I put in one bathroom 35 years ago, a jacuzzi, a sauna, and a steam room. I was telling the guy, I don't remember the last time I used any of them. It's ego. That's what it was at the time. It was pure ego. Now, the sauna, believe it or not, is the place where my wife puts all her Costco. Yeah. So this is what happens. We fall into these traps. With every ambition and goal we have, big or small, ego is there undermining us on that very journey. Check the ego at the door. If ego is the voice that tells us we're better than we really are, we can say ego inhibits true success by preventing a direct and honest connection to the world around us. And one of the things that I tell single people all the time is understand who you are and what your needs are. Okay, let's get into some interesting discussion. There's a woman called Gila Mandelson, a woman who grew up completely secular. She is a dating mentor, a dating coach. She knew nothing about Judaism until she was given a ticket to go to a wedding in Israel. She shows up in her jeans, and it's an Orthodox wedding. And her friend is telling her, you see the bride and groom under the chuppah? Yeah? They've never touched. They're about to touch for the first time tonight. And she's like in shock. That transforms her.